Hi everyone. Welcome to our today's session. It's auditing session. Auditing is something that is quite practical for all accountants. It is something that we really have to deeply understand for purposes, of course, of our exams. And out there, as an accountant, you'll be expected during interviews or as we work, will be expected to be knowing lots and lots of what here auditing language. And today, in 2 or 3 minutes, I would want us to look at what we call management assertions. Management assertions. Management assertions. So for us to be able to start enjoying this particular live cast, I would want you great students of mine who are already watching this particular session to share it with your friends. Share this with your friends so that we can get a good quorum. So that's what exactly I'm doing. Let's try to share. The topic today is management assertions. Management assertions. Management assertions. So are you sharing? Are you sharing this? Ensure that you share this, for example, with your friends who are on accountants on Facebook. These various groups of accountants, so that in 3, 4, 5 minutes, I'll have explained to you the concept of management assertions as you're supposed to understand them under the CPA's new syllabus. So please try to share. Don't be mean. Try to share, and then we shall be able to have our discussions. Now, as we wait for our friends to come on board, what do you think? If you're to be given a choice between attending physical classes and attending online classes through Zoom, which option would you rather go for? Please type there. If you're to choose between physical / online classes, attend, for example, Audit and Assurance classes here, would you rather go to some physical college or, like now what you're doing here, go through all your sessions, watch all your sessions online. And that is why I chose a very good background over there. Somebody may think that I'm being rained on. No, I just want to communicate something. They're not sharing. I'm not seeing anybody. I haven't seen anybody sharing this particular video, right? Please don't be mean. Right. So remember, the topic of the day is management what here? Assertions. Management assertions. So whose responsibility is it? Right? Whose responsibility is it to develop and of course present financial statements, ladies and gentlemen? That is the responsibility of who? Management. So it is the management who are responsible for doing what we call financial reporting, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I can see Stephen Ngatia saying ACCA cover. Umenikumbusha those good but tough CPA days. But I must say, you and your team really helped me a lot. Yes, it's good that you have been able to remember the management assertions. And as I was trying to explain, ladies and gentlemen, that financial reporting is never a responsibility of the auditors. Auditors are coming to examine financial statements that have been done by who? By management, by directors of a company. That is their sole responsibility. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as they prepare these financial statements, there are always those claims, right, which they have regarding the financial statements that they have produced. Claims which could be express or what here somebody implicit, implied. Right? So to assert, ladies and gentlemen, is to put across. It may be impliedly or explicitly. You are putting out a statement there, so confidently. And those assertions, of course, as I've written for you there, which you are able to see, we normally use the concept of what here, the acronym of ACCA cover, to remember them. ACCA cover dash P, where the first A is accuracy. So the management is asserting, is confidently telling us as auditors and of course other stakeholders that they have produced financial statements here which are accurate. Ladies and gentlemen, as an auditor, I would really want to be so good in these assertions so that, number one, I'll be able to use them to identify the risks. Because if you're asserting confidently, telling us that the financial statements are so accurate, and then of course remember as an auditor, I'm supposed to be skeptical. I'm supposed to exercise what we call professional skepticism. So during this exercise of auditing, of course I'll be required here to use various auditing techniques to be able to gather sufficient, appropriate audit evidence. As much as you're telling me that your financial statements are accurate, I have every reason to doubt them. So as I go, ladies and gentlemen, out of my way there to look for evidence from internal sources and external sources, and then I realize that there are some figures there that are not accurate. So I'll be able to know that, hey, these financial statements are inaccurate, right? So straight away that will make me cast aspersions, cast doubts on your internal controls, cast doubts on your integrity. Because, I mean, you had asserted, whether explicitly or impliedly, you are told us, ladies and gentlemen, that financial statements are what here? That they are accurate. Remember, to assert is to claim, and claim so confidently. So as auditors, I'll be able to do a walkthrough of your financial statements here using, in light of the assertions, those assertions there, so that I will be able to know what type of people am I dealing with. Am I dealing with thieves who are trying to camouflage here? Right? So the moment you give me those assertions, what have you said about these assertions? ACCA cover dash P. And the first A stands for what here, somebody? Accurate financial statements. The second, or rather this other letter C, stands for completeness. So they are asserting, they are claiming so confidently that their financial statements are complete. In most cases, ladies and gentlemen, that is a lie. Why? Because we know that most auditors, or rather most directors, will always put out there like two sets of financial statements. There is a set of financial statements that is meant for KRA. The one that is meant for KRA, in most cases, will never be complete as to things like what here? Sales. They would want to understate their sales. Because when they understate their sales, then the profit here will be understated. And if the profit is understated, automatically, because tax is paid as a percentage of the profit after tax, or rather profit before tax. If you understate this profit before tax, automatically the tax payable will be quite small. So I'm repeating again, you'll get a situation, and this is quite unfortunate, where directors of a company are producing two sets of financial statements. There is one set which goes to KRA, which in this case here is never complete. Never complete in terms of what here? Never complete in terms of, number one, sales. Sales will be undercast, will be understated. Why are they understating sales? So that the profit here being declared to the taxman, in this case here is done what here? Is so much reduced. Right? And then, of course, there is this other set of financial statements which is being given to banks for purposes of borrowing. What do you know about that set of financial statements being given to banks? If it is sales, actually it will be more than complete. I hope you understand what I mean. They'll even try to say that they got more revenue in a particular year than what they actually got. How about expenses? Most expenses will be incomplete because to a bank would want to declare that we are really doing very well profit-wise, right? So as an auditor, I need to look at what are we talking about? Management assertions. I started by saying that to assert is to claim confidently. And the management is making, ladies and gentlemen, those assertions in the acronym of ACCA, cover-P. And I've been able to discuss accuracy, where they are claiming that their financial statements are accurate. And then we have C, completeness, which in most cases is a lie. As an auditor, I need to doubt that so much. And then we have the other C is cut off. They are telling us that they have been able to cut off their transactions as per their respective years. That if there is any transaction which arose in a particular period, then that transaction has been accounted for accordingly, appropriately, in its correct period. It's a lie. We know towards the end of the year, most directors here would want to play around with various transactions here to take them to various periods of their choice, depending on the convenience they want. If, for example, towards the end of the year, somebody just made a call to us, telling us, I would want you guys to sell to me this and this and this. Remember, that is not a sale. There are those, remember, basic things that must always be there for us to count a particular transaction to be a sale. Right? But if, for example, these managers would want to overstate their sales in the year 2021, what they'll do is to pull, even if that particular transaction really became a sale in 2022, they would want to pull that transaction and put it in 2021. So as an auditor, I need always to get, ladies and gentlemen, all transactions here that happened towards the end of the year and at the beginning of a particular year. I really need to go through those particular transactions here to see how the cut off was applied. Very important, ladies and gentlemen. These are things that I would want to teach you in my online classes. Remember, as I told you, now myself, as pertains to physical classes, I am a retired soldier. I am a retired soldier. I don't want a situation where, as a teacher, I'm confined in anybody's physical classes. No. Now I'm a teacher who is quite wandering out there, moving quite a lot, but effectively teaching through online platforms. So it's RCM Online College, and ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, at the end of the day, we are looking at an accountant who is going to be very computerized, computer savvy, who shall be able to do excel out there. How do you get to be computer savvy if you're still running to somebody's classroom, physical classroom to study? You need to start getting used to these particular platforms, like Zoom. These things are going to be our normal ways of operating as accountants. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, the accounting working environment has moved online 100%. And the moment you leave, you smell that coffee and you leave to that reality, the better. So if you are able to join the Zoom classes where we quite a lot share these practical experiences, you know how to do basic things in Zoom, you know how to mute yourself, you know how to put on your camera when you so wish people to see you. Very, very important. You know how to share. These are things, ladies and gentlemen, teleconferencing platforms which you will need out there in your workplaces. So whether you like it or not, it is now, not tomorrow, it is now that we must ensure that we start as much as possible to start appreciating these online working, learning platforms. So online is what I recommend to you, and I would really wish to have each one of you joining our online classes. It's a walking classroom. It's a classroom in your pocket. Like right now out there, it's raining so much. Why would you want to really be stuck on some traffic jam and then of course going home at, no. You would have rather just finished your work, gotten off your workplace, straight away run home, waiting for our late evening classes, which normally start from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And ours, and this is why I would want you to join RCM Online College. Ours is a great one. Why? Because we use what we call blended learning. And a blended learning, ladies and gentlemen, we give you access to our videos covering the entire syllabus, pre-recorded videos. plus access to what here? Our Zoom classes. So if you would wish to really be part of this online learning community, which is really growing by the day, simply call our reception, which is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure hosting you this evening. I don't know whether there is anybody who has a question. If you have a question, I can allow you to come and talk to us. Yeah, I can bring you on camera. I can bring you on camera if you've got any question. Right? Any question regarding what we have been doing? Remember, for the management assertions, I would really want you to join. I've given you a snippet. I've given you a very little concepts on it. There's so much more about this management assertion that I would want you to come and register with us in our online platform for quite some little amounts. 3,500 will be able to give you access to our Zoom classes. Another 3,500 will be able to give you access to our video classes. Should you go for the blended, for the combined, the two being a combined, what do they call a combo out there, you'll only pay us 6,000. Our number is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. So there is nobody who is talking to me. There is nobody who is giving me information or asking any question. So, ladies and gentlemen, if that is the case, please allow me to end it there. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you again.